Alright, you have been told C is due east of A. What does that mean? Where is C located? It is in the east direction of A. So how would you show that information? How would you show this information on the given diagram? The first thing you got to do is you got to draw the node direction at A. So this is the node direction, this is the north, and from north, when you rotate or when you go 90 degrees clockwise, what is the direction that you get? That's the east direction. So this blue line represents the east. So what is the angle between the north direction and the east direction? It is 90 degrees. So this angle here is 90. Then what should this tiny angle be? That is 15 degrees. 15 plus, rather it should be 25 degrees. So 25 and 65 make 90. All right. Right, let's go further. You have been asked to find the bearing of A from B. Right. So now you got to assume that you are supposed to travel from B to A. So where are you? You're here at B. You're right here. Whenever you're dealing with a bearing question, the first thing you got to do is you got to draw the north direction of the point where you are. So now you are at B. So let's draw the north at B. So this is the north. The pink line represents the north. The north at B. And which direction are you currently facing towards? You're currently looking at the north direction. But if you walk towards the north, you cannot reach A. Your plan is to reach A. Your plan is to come from B to A. So if you are to reach or if you are to come to A, what should you do? You got to rotate your body. You got to rotate the body. Since you're doing or dealing with a bearing question, you're allowed to rotate your body only clockwise. So how should you rotate your body? You've got to rotate your body this way, starting from the north, and this is the angle. So you're supposed to find the magnitude or the size of this blue angle. How do you do it? How do you do it? Quite easy. What we do is we see that there's a north here, the green color north, and there's another north here which is drawn in pink. Both of these norths are parallel to each other. So when the lines are parallel, what do we know about co-interior angles? Now, what are co-interior angles? Look at the diagram that I'm drawing in the side here. This red angle, what I'm coloring now, and this green angle, these are co-interior angles. Co-interior angles, or in other words, they make a letter, they are in the shape of letter C. So we also can call them as C angles, but that's not the proper term. The proper term is, or the proper way to describe these two angles is as a pair of co-interior angles. So when the lines are parallel, when you see arrowheads like this, if this green line is parallel to this orange line, What can we say about the co-interior angles? They would add up to 180 degrees. When you add this angle, what I'm coloring now, it looks orange, yeah. So the orange angle, when it's added with the green angle, what would be the answer? The answer would be 180 degrees. What's the rule? When the lines are parallel, co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So let's bring this concept to the question that we are doing now. So we see that green line is parallel to the pink line, or the green north is parallel to the pink north. So there is a 25-degree angle here, this orange angle. This orange angle here is 25 degrees. What is the co-interior angle to this orange angle? That is this. Let's do it in blue, or rather yellow. This angle here. So this orange angle and this yellow angle is a pair of co-interior angles. So since the two notes are parallel to each other, when we add this orange angle to this yellow angle, the answer has to be 180 degrees. We know this orange is 25, then how do you find this yellow angle's magnitude? That is 180 degrees minus 25. That would give us 155 degrees. So this yellow angle's magnitude is 155 degrees. 155. Right. Still we haven't found the answer. What are we supposed to say? We are supposed to say what is the bearing of A from B. Or we are supposed to find this blue angle's magnitude. How do we do it now? The other fact that we have to know is when it comes to angles around a point. Now for an example, here there's a black point here, and let's say there are two angles. This angle here, let's say this is X, and the reflex angle, let's call it Y. When we add these two angles around this black color point, what should we get as the answer? What is X plus Y? X plus Y is 360 degrees. Angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So if this X is 155, if the magnitude of X is 155, what would Y be? Y's value would be 360 subtract minus 155. So let's see whether we can apply this knowledge to the question that we are doing. So here at this point B, we have this 155-degree angle and also this big blue angle. So how do we find this big blue angle's magnitude? We know angles around this point B got to add up to 360 degrees. So if this yellow angle is 155, what should be this blue angle's value? That is 360 minus 155. That's 360 degrees minus 155. So what would that give us? 205. So what is the magnitude of this blue color reflex angle? 205 degrees. So what is the bearing of A from B? That is 205 degrees. Alright, let's look at Roman 2. You have been asked to find the bearing of B from C. Alright, you have been asked to find the bearing of B from C. So when it is said to find the bearing of B from C, you got to assume you are at C. Currently you are at C. From C, you're planning to go to B. So first let's draw the north direction at C. So let me draw that north direction in orange. This is the north. And what's your plan? Currently you are at C, facing towards the north direction, but you have plans of going to B. So you got to rotate your body. You got to rotate your body like this. Alright. So how would you find this green angle's magnitude? There are multiple ways to do this question. I'll just discuss two ways of doing it. One way to find this green angle's magnitude is we can find out what is this angle's value, what I'm coloring in pink now. How do we find this? While ago we found out the big blue angle is 205 degrees and we have an 85 inside the triangle. So what would this pink angle be? From 205 we subtract the 85. Then what do we get? We get 120. So what should this pink angle's value be? 120. Right. Now the north at B. Can you see it? There's a north at B and there is also a north at C. What can we say about those two norths? They are parallel to each other. So this 120 degree angle and this black angle what I'm coloring now is a pair of co-interior angles. Right? So when the lines are parallel, co-interior angles add up to 180 degrees. Then what should this black angle be? If the pink is 120, what should the black be? 60. So that 120 plus 60 makes 180. So if this black angle is 60 degrees, what should this green reflex angle be? Angles around a point should add up to 360 degrees. So if this black is 60, what should this green big angle be? That should be 300 degrees. So the bearing of B from C is 300 degrees. So Roman 2, the answer is 300 degrees. This is one way of getting the answer for Roman 2. Another method would be another method would be, we know angles, the interior angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if this is 85 and this is 65, so 85 and 65, that makes 150. Then what should this angle be? This angle here is 30 degrees. Why? Because when we add the three interior angles, the answer has to be 180 degrees. So 85 and 65 makes 150. So this black angle here should be 30 degrees. And the other fact is, since this green note at A is parallel to this orange color note at C, co-interior angles should add up to 180 degrees. So if this angle here, what I'm coloring now, is 90, what should this yellow angle be? It should be 90, because 90 plus 90 make 180. So if this yellow angle is 90 degrees, what should this angle be? This one, what I'm showing in purple, that should be 270. Why? Angles around a point add up to 360 degrees. So 360 minus 90 is 270. So this green angle has two parts. From here to here, from here to this point, it is 270. Then from here to here, it is 30. So altogether, the entire thing is 270 plus 30, 300 degrees. All right, that's all with this question.